So he's going to have no chill. He's going to have no chill, but I guess that's even more reason to get it on tape.
So here it is. So it starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. If you'll have the draft on in the background, turn us on live. It'll be me and Cust, maybe Jeff, maybe Garion, maybe some actual analysis from someone who knows what they're talking about, or we just do it like the Cut Sweat show and just hang and watch the draft, do a draft watch along.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Your favorite team makes a pick. You can go check out what one of the hundreds of other live shows are saying. I fully do that. But then then you're just going to come back because the draft is kind of boring and fun.
Yeah, and then you get to hear about how you can make fancy Uncrustables if you cut them into spaceships and stars.
At Mayo Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, Zurich Classic of New Orleans. Picks, bets, one and done. Plus, what the hell's going on in LIV Golf? We're going to be talking about that and keeping it casual with Geoff Fienberg on a week where I'm on vacation, but I can't just miss a tournament if I'm around, Jeff. I got loser teams I can bet on.
Yeah, I don't love what we're seeing in terms of betting opportunities, but I'm actually a pretty big stan for this event. As a hardcore of the golf world, I like seeing some jobbers play alt shot. Feed me.
So you watch this tournament. So let's get this going right off the hop. Can you name me every winner of this event since it became a team event in 2017? You should be able to remember the first one, unless you were fired by that point because we hit the winner.
That was a fun one with the chip in and did they finish Monday or they went to a playoff? Blixt had the big chip in, or Blixt and Cam, right? And then they played Kisner and Brown.
Yeah, you got it reversed. We had at 100-1 Cam Smith and Jonas Blixt, but I believe it was Kisner who chipped in on the last hole to force the playoff.
Yeah, good times. And no, I'm not watching this thing any more than some other events. Alt shot I will want to watch, and I wish they did more. You'd almost argue the whole thing they should almost have a different format each day.
Agreed.
Almost 2 rounds of your own ball is pretty bush, but watching any pro play alt shot is just a hoot. It's just a hoot. And I know everyone, you golf, you pay for golf. Golf isn't cheap. You want to hit all your shots. I implore you and your boys to get out there once in a while and get fucking freaky. You will have the time of your life. It will make up for the 47 shots you don't hit.
We have changed up some. We're trying to figure out what the official ruling is going to be for our Friends Ryder Cup that we do every single year. We're throwing in an alternate shot format, but we're not going to go strict alternate shot because some guys are legitimate 40 handicaps that we don't want to be out there for 8 hours and have people yelling at each other on the course. So we're trying to do it with you have to.
You guys have never implemented alt shot?
No, never. The discrepancy between the top players and the bottom players are just too wide. And we like to mix and match the top guys with the bottom guys, right?
Sounds fucking awesome.
It doesn't. Not when it's your second 18 of the day. Everyone's a bit banged up on the course and
even better.
And everyone's trying
honestly, that's the shit I fucking live for. My only regret is that I would be playing and not get to be watching the freak outs between my pals 2 holes up, 2 holes back. But oh my God, the stories that night, forever.
So what we've decided to do is to do alternate shot off the tee, where you get to choose which shot that you're going to play off the tee and then go alternating from there. But we're trying to figure out what the limit is of how many shots you need to take from each person.
Yeah, that's light, that's a little too, that's light.
What was the last time you played legitimate alternate shot?
If I had what you guys have and that like regular trip, it'd definitely be a part of it. But honestly, when I got eliminated, when a couple years ago, when it was me and my buddy, we were already out of our member. Like we just couldn't advance, and we were playing our buddies who were also out, and we had the craziest freaking match. Like we just did whatever we wanted in our 6-hole match, and it was like bananas. A total hoot. So 2 years ago would have been the last time. But if I had what you have, feed it, buddy. The commissioners meeting would be, yeah. I one by one, just like in fantasy football, I would turn the room. It wouldn't be like a 1-year process, but little by little, I'd work it, and I'd work your votes.
You see, so the hardest part with this is, so you have the skill discrepancy, which makes it tough to pair guys up together and have like we try to make it that it's a reasonable matches, that it's not super lopsided.
Yeah, but it's like in wrestling when you got it's like one dude and one chick.
But it doesn't necessarily work out that way with how the teams end up getting selected. Anyway, you also have a contingent of people. So not only is there a skill discrepancy, there's a financial discrepancy between you. When you have that many people, some guys are going to have a lot of money, other guys are going to not have a ton of money. Sure. That there's a contingent of people who get very upset that they don't get to play the entire round because they're paying for it.
I respect that. I paid for it. These are my shots.
Yeah.
I didn't pay to play half my shots. I paid for all my shots. Yeah, like that's an argument you can't, like, you can only respect, and it's hard to combat other than to say, we're playing a lot of golf. We're playing a lot of golf, and maybe when you play as much jammed in so quickly, a half a round is also fun.
We figure this this way everyone gets to hit it. Listen, people like hitting tee shots, so everyone gets to hit a tee shot on every hole. But then you need to be somewhat strategic with which ones you pick. Like, let's say Cust and I are on the same team this year, so if we end up getting paired up, Cust can hit a decent drive or two throughout the course of a round. Although I played on Friday, and I'm pretty sure he drove it better than I did. I hit 6 dribblers off the tee. Dribblers, like 30 yards in front of me. It was
we're all in Canada. Everyone's shaking things off.
It was a bit frigid. It was a bit frigid.
Works, and then you remember, and then it's like, but I forgot about those other like 2 crucial swing thoughts. Well, I'm focused on this other thing. I don't care what you did in April. Like, I'm not like, that has no bearing, but. Yeah, I don't know. Shit gets crazy, and you'd have to have some rules because you can't like hide a guy. You'd have to play, and if it's one guy with a 40, make the other decent player play with their 40. Like there's potential workarounds. This is just to say this shit gets wild from pros to all of it. So I'm the books don't know what to do this week, and they're gonna start tight, and maybe they'll expand their belts. But I think this is fun. And if we got it with the great players, it would be even more fun. But the great players playing their own ball twice in a round would be Bush.
I would prefer 4 separate formats here. I think you're right. Like, if they're going to do best ball for one of them, that's great. You can do alt shot. What would be the other 2? You could have just a legitimate scramble. Guys could shoot like 20 under.
Yeah, you could do the one where, like your format, like with the drives. I know that's like not ideal.
Well, so I would say I want to go back to this. So let's say it's Cust and I. When do you take, like, if you know that, let's say I hit a really nice drive and Cust hits a pretty good drive. That way you get me hitting the second shot, even though it's going to be much farther back, but we're now using one of his drives as well. Like, that has to be the move, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Like, use up the bad, like, not the bad player, but the lesser player's drives as quickly as possible when you hit that threshold.
Yeah. 100%. I'm sometimes a lesser player when we're in the summer and I'm like in my groove. Those low handicap players love to pick me because they get my handicap. And you see, like, when I'm like, I'll just plop it in the fairway all day. And they're the better player, so they'll play that long approach, and they'll deal with my drive. That's how you do it.
That has to be the move. You do hit the fairway every time, though. Cuss does not.
Yeah, no, I get. Yeah, I get it. Once once that season starts, I'm just plot me out there. But we gotta start catching up to the boys. I don't want to be teeing up from a box ahead this summer as I'm getting older. But
this is what happened to me when I played with you in Florida. That, but by the time the 14th hole came around, I could drive the ball again and I got fully warmed up. This happened again. I hope this is not a reoccurring theme all season long. That it takes me 13 holes to this is how I drive a golf ball.
No, I doubt it.
Really
I'd hate to be up against you when you figure it out on like the second hole, though.
Yeah, well, that usually turns out very.
That'd be a long day for the opponent.
Yes,
it'd be a long day.
But I'm very beatable if I don't have it going on. Is the problem?
Oh yeah. I could get up. I could get 3 up on you, but it's all gonna
100%.
go away if you have too much time left when you find your stroke.
So Blixt and Cam Smith were the inaugural winners. Do you remember some other winners of this event?
Okay, well, obviously, Rory's pushed Lowry along. We had Griffin and Novak last year. Did Horschel win?
Horschel has won. He is a 2-time winner of this event. He won it as a solo, and he won it with Scott Piercy in the second year.
My still favorite memory of this event was when we were working together, when it was a solo and had the craziest wave discrepancy in the history our podcast tenure.
That's not what happened. You're talking about the Brian Stewart year when he won, right?
I think so, but then DJ was the only player from one wave to actually shoot under par or something. Crazy?
No, that was at Valero. What you're thinking of?
I'm mixing up. I apologize. Let's get back on track.
There was a 4.5 shot discrepancy between the morning and afternoon. DJ and Carlos Ortiz were the only two to play themselves out of that. DJ came 9th or something. It was like, wow, that's a really good round. The thing that sticks out to me outside of the first year was when it was, who the hell was it? It was Leishman and Cam Smith when they won in the playoff over Louis and Schwartzel. And Schwartzel, they did all the work to get it back and force the playoff and immediately hit it out of bounds in the playoff.
Yeah, well, that was the year that every time Louis was in contention on 17 or 18, he hit it OB. He did that 3 times in 3 months.
He did.
One of them, you're right, was the PGA Championship.
No, it was the U.S. Open at Torrey Pines. He hooked it down into that gully to the left, and Rahm won.
Okay, yeah, there. The wrong major. Yeah, Louis. So Louis.
How old do you think Louis is now?
Oh God.
Just throw out a number.
43.
That is correct.
Oh yeah. Dude. I watched a great video the other day. It was Butler cabin footage of Schwartzel watching the Louis Bubba playoff. It was so awesome. Just Schwartzel obviously wanted it so bad. I guess he would have put the jacket on his best pal. That was awesome. But yeah, Louis T2 for life. Louis 43. I don't know. When Louis heard Liv's shutting down, he probably cared. If we had to rank who cared the least, I think he could be tied with DJ.
Starting something new is terrifying. I remember right before launching this show thinking, what if no one listens? What if it completely flops? And that's something that has persisted every time that I hit record and go to edit a show, even as I'm recording this right now. It never goes away. But taking that leap ended up being one of the best decisions I ever made. And honestly, having something like Shopify back then would have made it a whole lot easier. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses. Whether you're just getting started or scaling up, you can build a clean, professional store with ready-to-use templates that actually match your brand. No coding headaches. And it's not just a storefront. Shopify's got built-in AI tools to help write product descriptions, improve your pages, even upgrade your images. Plus, you can run email and social campaigns right from the platform like you've got a full marketing team behind you. That would have been great 15 years ago, not gonna lie to you. Best part, everything lives in one place. Inventory, payments, analytics, so you're not juggling 5 different tools to run your business. It's time to turn those what-ifs into with Shopify today. Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/PatMayo. Go to shopify.com/PatMayo. That's shopify.com/PatMayo. The change of seasons always gets me locked into that mode where I want to clean everything up, completely locked in, house, schedule, all of it. And this year, I realized my finances actually needed that same reset. Let Monarch do your financial spring cleaning for you. One dashboard that gets your entire financial life organized. No more clutter, no more mess, no more scattered logins, just accounts, investments, properties, and more, all in one place. Get your first year of Monarch for half off, just $50 with promo code PATMAYO. For me, the big eye-opener was seeing my cash flow laid out. I thought I got everything dialed in, but Monarch showed me that wasn't so much the case. My savings rate had quietly slipped while my spending crept up. Happens. Let's get that fixed. I can do that with Monarch. Just fixing that got me back on track. Weirdly enough, my favorite feature turned out to be their weekly AI recap because it flags anything weird, spikes in spending, changes in net worth, so I'm never out of the loop on my own finances. Monarch isn't just tracking, it actually helps you plan ahead and stay accountable. Use code PATMAYO at monarch.com to get your first year half off, just $50. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code PATMAYO. LIV's not shutting down, okay? I don't know where you heard that, because it's not shutting down.
Yeah, it's not shutting down. It's just like, my pal at uni whose like parents cut off the credit card and oh, that was a sad scene. That was like a sad scene watching him come home, like him having to limp through the end of school.
No more going out on Saturday nights?
It was just, we all, everyone, just, it was just a tough look. So I respect, like I have way more respect for them finishing the job of the year, committing to their oblos, at least playing stateside. They probably would like to just wrap it up, but they gotta like soft land, hard land, but soft this shit and then fart in the wind in the fall, it seems like, right?
Well, they announced they're going back to Mexico City in 2027. It's going to be the LIV Tour with superstar, the General, Richard T. Lee.
Yeah, so from my understanding, LIV like funding is gone, at least like 80% of their money. And LIV could continue with a smaller bankroll. And if you want like the Danny Lee versus Richard Lee tour, it seems plausible.
Well,
but there's no way.
Isn't that just
Bryson's contract is up at the end of the year anyway.
Well, I assume that when they took out all that money earlier on in the year and that new wave of investment came back in from PIF, that was purely Bryson money. But I guess that was not the case. Although
I will take all the low-hanging fruit. I will dance on their grave because I fucking hated them. And there have been, like, I don't think if we go from the first show to the show when it finally ends, like that core belief never wavered. Never wavered. To me, LIV, and I said it, and I believe it's one of my all-time great analogies, they were like that woman at the office who ruined mom and dad's marriage. Right? And I still like loved my dad and I loved my cousins and I still like went there for holidays and had a good time, because I wanted to see some people who I love and I wasn't like cutting off my dad from my life, but he broke the family for like the secretary and they'll be divorced in 4 years. But like little league games are awkward. Holidays are awkward. Just, I don't like it. I don't like the vibe. So there, like, I never changed that opinion. Good riddance, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like we were one of the few people that actually talked about LIV on a regular basis. Like, I enjoy. But
then there were moments we didn't know the schedule. We didn't know they were playing. Like we also.
That's their fault, not our fault.
Middle.
Yeah, listen, I like to bet on. I won money on thanks to Vincenzi. He was just like, yeah, I'm betting. I don't know, he can't bet, but he's like, yeah, I'm gonna pick like Ballester to win this week. Like, sure, let's do it. Top 3 for him. Rahm ends up getting his win the week after the Masters, so it didn't really affect him too much. But I don't
There's
know.
some moments, had some nice moments of bad. I'd say my favorite live moment, the thing I remember the most.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do top 3 live moments that have happened so far.
Honestly,
Anthony Kim, is that number 1?
yes. But here's the thing. And I know you in the audience like to portray me as some conspiracy theorist, but I don't even know a single conspiracy that I do believe in. Like if we said all the popular ones, from moon landings to assassinations, like I'm a pretty square guy. I am. So I don't like see that to be the truth. I still like part of me thinks Rahm and Bryson were on the take. I don't even, if you told me Brian Harmon, well, I wanted to make a joke yesterday, like, oh, you guys, your 100-to-1 Harmons, fancy, cool, lovely. It's too bad you couldn't catch a placing. In the morning, I wanted to be like, I feel about as confident in Harmon winning today as I would have like Anthony Kim, which is like, laugh at me because Anthony Kim won, so I was wrong. But it was like, no fucking chance.
I had 2 guys. I had Straka and Harmon. I think they were combined 20 over on Sunday. That's always good.
I'll talk about it. I mean, I had Straka, I had Hovland. Hovland, I think, was high on Saturday. He's high on Saturday. He what? So yeah, fine. Anthony Kim is like a clear definitive gap number 1.
What's number 2?
Well, this is like personal, but I would say like not personal. I would just say the scenes in Adelaide.
Just that tournament in general?
Yeah, just like the scenes. And in many ways, you would hope, I know it's expensive, but you would hope maybe if you are the PGA Tour, I don't know what you do, but maybe you can create a world schedule. And maybe this is the only way LIV as like a name can exist, although we'll lose the flash mobs and the team names and all the nonsense. And LIV can be like the WGC, for lack of a better phrasing. And they'll like host these really high-end purse world events. And maybe you can pay enough to get a couple of the huge boys to go to one or maybe 2 of them. And those are the sort of like really big things that maybe like a streamer might want because they're like all the huge, like it's just the names would be big enough. And you could like throw up, like, I know logistic. How do I put this? Well, now we're getting off track. But in the same way, like you're sending, I know they're all private contractors, but in the same way, you know, the freaking 49ers and the Rams got to go to freaking Australia. You just go and you charter a plane and all these private snobs, like just get on the plane. It'll be a great plane. It'll be a great plane. Maybe even LIV can do the party plane. But like it'd be LIV Golf Series and they do South Africa and they do Australia. And Scotty and Rory don't got to play in all of them, but all these top guys like have to have a commitment to like something. Because there's no reason
Rory went and
naked.
played in the Australian Open this year, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, fine. But I'm just saying, like the concept of 5th major, Australian Open. I'm just saying, to me, that's the way LIV can like still exist. Like the name LIV Golf still exists under some WGC type thing that actually goes around the world.
But why would you want to, if you're the PGA Tour, why would you even want to associate yourself with LIV at that point? Just make it a dead brand. It's no different than, remember when WWF tried the WCW like invasion, but it was like every like low rent guy from WCW?
Okay, make it a dead brand. But I guess I'm just trying to glad hand the fact that I do believe there should be an effort to there's so much money. I don't want to like not grow the game because I feel like that term.
No, the game has grown too much. How about we grow the game of watching golf and have fewer people playing golf?
Sure, shrink. Anyhow, I do believe while you know, live attendance isn't necessarily like a barometer of making money. I do believe there's a way for someone to do something with those anyhow, and the PGA to be a part of it. Nonetheless, I don't really know what the other moments would be other than to say my favorite moment, I think, is like Sergio Neiman playing under the lights or the dark. It's like their second ever event, and they like use card light, floodlights,
And
and
the
scoreboard lights.
the scoreboard light to light the green. Yeah,
And I actually remember watching that with my parents, and
That
that
was-
was like, okay, like that was fun. Like that was golf.
that I believe that was the week that when Wyndham Clark won Pebble and it got rained out on the Sunday.
Yeah, maybe you're right. How many years is this for Liv exactly?
I want to say this is year 4.
4?
That sounds about right. I have a computer in front of me that I could Google, but I'm not going to.
But yeah, I don't know. They'll have to march on this year. I think all that matters, all I really care about is what they'll do. Like who lost, forgetting like the money, who was Liv like the worst for? We say Phil?
No, because it's difficult to say because
The
you have to
Majestics?
you have to factor the money into it. Weirdly,
Mito?
Mito retired, so that was tough for him. I mean, Anthony Kim turned out to be
Stenson?
but these guys are like 50. Like they would have just went to the senior tour anyway. Like
Yeah,
Poulter.
Stenson I just sort of name dropped because of like the whole Ryder Cup thing, but history would say he's a hero because it created this Luke Donald era. And Luke Donald's probably never a captain if not for Liv.
Well, so I think it was Kyle Porter who put it out. Maybe it was Justin Ray that, you know who is building up the Luke Donald resume at the Heritage?
I don't know what that means. Fitzpatrick? He's going major?
No. Fitzpatrick won the Heritage.
Luke Donald was the always like T2 guy. Siwoo.
It's Cantlay.
Okay, sure. Yeah, forgot about that.
So Cantlay is the next
Siwoo
great
too, though,
American
so I feel
Ryder
like
Cup next Ryder Cup captain. Just make it Patrick Cantlay. That's the through line.
Now we're going to get really sidetracked, and I don't think there'd be a lot of money on this, but I mentioned, because these people are in my DMs, and you may have seen me tweet or not tweet for them. And I don't think they'd get much market, but I'm like, put up a goddamn prediction market on the next Ryder Cup captain.
I believe it's. I believe my sources tell me that it's already been picked, and it's coming.
Yeah, it's Stuart Sink, right?
I mean, I don't know exactly who it is. That would be my guess of who it is, but they're going to.
I don't know who else they could pick, but like, what is it's Stuart Sink or Brandt Snedeker? Like, what are they even doing?
Yeah, Furyk. Run him
Furyk
back.
had a turn. I don't know. Sink seemingly got over. I think Sink would be a huge favorite if odds were posted right now.
I would agree.
And maybe I've been pretty good at this Ryder Cup thing, but you never know what I might say for the next one. We'll leave it at that, because usually it's already in freaking ink for me.
I would say Raw may have been the biggest loser from Liv. Or no, it's hard to quantify Neiman with all this stuff because he got this elevated boost about how good he was because he dominated Liv, but it didn't translate into anything tangible outside of Liv. So do people think more of him or less of him now? Like if he was on the PGA Tour right now, who would be like his comp, like his comparable?
I think his odds would be like 35-40 to 1 each week. So who's in that range? Siwoo Kim? Like, I don't know.
Like, would people think that would Neiman or Chris Gotterup be looked at as the better player?
Well, Chris Gotterup, listen, Chris Gotterup
4 times in a year.
People say Chris Gotterup is better than Ludwig, and they can make that argument. Like, I don't know that we'll be there in majors in like 5 years, but in terms of it's hard to stand on the other side, and especially when you factor in like price to play with them on a betting card. Chris Gotterup's a better player. And Chris Gotterup, though, I feel like we acknowledge week in, week out, sort of just feels like a disrespected bet because you can get him 50 to 1 each week, it seems.
Like right now, Neiman. So I looked at Neiman's odds for the Open Championship, which I do not even know if he's qualified for or not. He has the same odds as Jake Knapp and Sam Burns.
What is he, 70, 80?
70 to 1.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'll bet him at the PGA Championship.
Is he in the PGA Championship?
I don't know, but does that break I said like 3 years ago, I got a 10-year contract.
Look up what he is at the PGA Championship. He is even
70, 80 to 1,
yeah,
40 to 1.
He's 50 to 1. He's the same number as Spieth at the PGA Championship.
Well, he's got a better chance to win it than Spieth.
I don't know about that. Only one of them's going for the Grand Slam.
I don't care.
And the other guy, his best major.
Listen, I make my own losing bets
all
each
over
week.
himself.
I cannot. Some of you people need to chill. I got my own losers, but holy shit.
I bet Spieth last week. What wasn't pointing towards Spieth last week?
I don't care. Oh, there's always a triple.
Oh, there was no triple. It's just all doubles.
Sure, there's always that. Like that, the train cannot. It does. It's not. We're not in Magic Land anymore. It's just there's always a give and take. A nonstop give and take.
Are you surprised? I'm looking at these PGA Championship odds. Are you surprised Fitzpatrick is still behind Ludwig, Morikawa, and Fleetwood on the betting board, and Justin Thomas?
Yeah. What is he?
30.
Listen, congrats everyone who hit Fitzpatrick last week. Seems like he was a top tipped. I'm really mad at myself about last week, but maybe we can get into that in a bit because I still want to talk about LIV. But I took solace in just going to stare at my Fitzpatrick PGA Championship futures last night. Just I have them, right? They're real. Okay, let's go.
I went and triple checked that I still have mine, so they're still there. That's good news.
Yeah, you're probably right on Rom. I would say because as much as all the Majestics, I guess, did is potentially they'll have to qualify for Champions Tour if they want to play it one day.
Are they allowed to play on Champions Tour?
Why wouldn't they be? They've just if Brooks can play on PGA Tour, why can't?
Will they make a special exemption for Poulter and Westwood and all those guys? Because Stenson played in the US PGA Senior Championship, but he's not on the Champions Tour. Dick Bland wasn't on.
Yeah, I understand, but I feel like that's still a PGA affiliated, so they might have to just go through back a hoop to get in good standing with the PGA Tour.
No, because that's PGA of America, just like the PGA Championship is.
I'm just talking about the Senior Tour.
Yeah, which is affiliated with the PGA Tour.
That's what I mean. So to get in the good graces of that, they'll probably have to do something. But I'm pretty confident that they would be able to qualify for things and then just get it naturally if they wanted to.
Okay.
But they will not make it easy for Sergio.
No. Sergio can go play on the DP World Tour.
And everyone, I fully respect whatever the tour membership wants to do. And I'm sure there's going to be a variety of opinions, but I do not, I totally am for, everyone is different rules. In the same way, Brooks Koepka and Hudson Swafford were not treated the same, that if they want to make quirky rules, make up a rule that essentially only allows your Roms, your Bryson, your Cam Smith potentially, that's fine. I have no doubt that the other guys can just do what Reed did. Hatton would be on the PGA Tour in months. I have no doubt about it, but it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how they play that, because as they've really, sort of kicked the mule portion of the tour in the nuts, they're just going to give these freebies to these guys. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited for it. I'm fascinated. This is the shit I love. I love it.
I'm just seeing on my X feed right now in the trending section. It's back to that clip of when Tiger made the putt against Answer at the President's Cup. And it's him walking away. And it's a clear AI version of it. And everyone just thinks it's real. People are fucking morons, by the way. It's just... It's embarrassing how duped people are by some of this stuff.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I think Rom. don't know. It's so weird to say.
Now, can I say that I saw Vincenzi tweet this out about people like laughing at him because LIV is going down. Like, dude has a job, and as he said, he's got kids. There's an entire infrastructure with LIV. It's no different than like during the shutdown of Hollywood. Like, oh yeah, Brad Pitt doesn't get to make $70 million. Well, there's like gaffers. There are people that build sets. There's costume designers, like 9 to 5 working people that are severely affected from this through LIV that just travel with LIV, work on the production team, whatever it might be. They're not making $400 million here. They don't have a nest egg set up. So I do feel bad for those guys.
Yeah, of course. But I would also say in like the non-golfing version of it, Vincenzi's a winner in all of this.
How so?
He got to travel the world. He gets paid pretty good money, I would assume, from the Saudis. He's gotten some pretty incredible experience is out of this. You sign up for LIV, like I don't know that you would like in the range of outcomes, it was always this thing's gonna go potentially not live that long, and you milk that cow for as long as you freaking can. But in terms of like golf internet, like golf Twitter, I absolutely would call Vincenzi a winner out of this.
Not the random other LIV accounts.
They're losers.
I'm pretty sure it's just one guy,
like,
and he runs like 8 accounts.
They didn't get anything. Some of them I don't think were even paid in the Butt Farm era.
Oh, that's not good.
So they're the biggest losers in all of it. If you Matt, I would consider a winner. If I had to make my who won, who lost with LIV, Vincenzi is on the winning side of the ledger. He is on the winning side for me in this thing.
If you were not getting paid to tweet about LIV over and over, why were people doing it?
I'm not sure. Now, it does suck. It does suck because, they hired a lot of people from good places. And I'm even going like above Matt. You saw like, oh, this person's leaving like that company to go work for LIV. Like that, that can't be fun. So on a lower scale, we've all left like a pretty good place potentially for a startup. I've made that mistake too.
When you joined fantasy?
Yeah, that was a epic miscalc. Although I met you, so there.
I would say it worked out in the long run better. Yes. You would still be, you were at TSN, so you'd be what, like super story editor now?
You're right in some weird way, but I'm just saying, like, you see it, you go to a place that's like normal and stable, and then you go for a startup. That sucks. But here's the thing, Matt. I like Matt. Matt is made himself very polarizing. I don't think there are many people, Pat, who are like in the middle on Matt.
That's fair.
I'm a fan. I'm in the pro Matt, and I think Matt, in terms of like the internet game and people who didn't hit a golf club and all this, he's a winner. And the second he went there, I told Matt, I said it when he got the job, this is like the coolest thing ever. But this like, I've never met Matt in person, but I would consider him like an internet friend. I was like, this would be like if my friend went to work for the Raiders. Like, that's really cool. You are like in the Shield. That is awesome. But you know what? Fuck the Raiders. Do you know what I want nothing good for? The Raiders. That's how I look at it. Like, I'm a sports guy. That's like how my retarded brain works.
Let's write that one down.
And don't, Matt was doing great before LIV. He'll be doing great after LIV.
Yeah.
And, we got an incredible experience and a lot of air miles.
That's
but I also find it really weird. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm picking the LIV low-hanging fruit. I find it really weird if you like don't like LIV that like Vincenzi is your target.
Well, he's a face that people know. That's an easy one. And someone that might respond to you.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's just a little zoom out. This is the internet. But still, like, that's the like like I said, if you zoom out, Matt is a winner in this like golf war where there were like winners and losers, and we're not talking about the people who like John Rahm getting paid like 70 million a year to golf, or some of those retirement community, majestics just cashing out. Good for them. On the like subset level, Matt, winner.
The biggest winners in general were just players, PGA and LIV, because they get paid way more money now.
Do you think the PGA Tour in the next like 18 months or less will sort of, if and when LIV actually goes away, will rejig their situation? Because that, they'll probably put it, not to say they'll put the players against a barrel, but the leverage game will shift heavily.
It will, but what are they going to do? Be like, oh yeah, we were giving $25 million for this purse. Now it's 8.
Yeah, because it's not 8, but like this just isn't sustainable. And like these are our numbers.
I don't think so.
It's not sustainable.
I think that they brought in the roll-off to make this a business that can be functional. So they'll try to generate revenue from other sources to go through it.
I agree, but I wouldn't be surprised also if their model changes a bit too.
Their model might change, but I don't think that you see the purses go backwards. That's never happened in the history of golf.
We'll see.
Do you think that they're going to play for less money now?
Potentially, yeah, because the structure is a little off kilter. Yeah, I do. I think that is definitely in the range of outcomes.
Okay. Was there anything else LIV? I think that's enough for LIV. Do you think that at the end of the year, the guy that runs PIF ends up being like Leo and Wolf of Wall Street? He's like, I'm not leaving. And they just invest like $8 billion back into it and it just keeps going. Is that in the range of outcomes?
I don't know who could look at their books and be like, this is the thing to get in on. You would have, like, you could look at their books and be like, there's got to be a way to partner with the PGA Tour to do something in South Africa, but there's no way that this thing can like operate.
Well, no,
overhead
expenditures, but that doesn't seem to matter to like if it's still like if the Saudi money dries up at the end of the year and they don't want to fund it anymore. Let's say in November they're like, okay, we will fund it. The economics don't matter. The economics have never mattered to them. That if they want to pump the money into it, they'll pump the money. They're not going to find a third party being like, hey, you should buy a LIV for a bunch of money and run it as is. Like, that's never happening. Cuss told me, he's like, well, what if they gave you, Pat Mayo, $30 million right now and say, hey, make LIV profitable, what would they do? It's like, well, they've already spent $30 million real bad. So we're down by paying me to do this. Like that in itself is probably indicative of how terrible the decision-making is going through. But I just don't see a path to profitability is there a way to make it profitable or at least non-losing if Richard Lee is your best player? Maybe, but then it's literally just the Asian tour.
I mean, it's not even about profitability. They honestly wouldn't have to even make a cent for 20 years, but they could just, slowly grade and, see this as the long-term game. They are losing so much money and getting nothing for it. They're losing so much money and getting nothing for it. And, they like to be brash, but they don't like being the butt of a joke either.
No, but
they like to be seen as the disruptor, and they probably enjoyed that very, very much. But they don't, when like push comes to shove, they don't want to be seen as the butt of a joke. And you know who the butt of the joke is? It's that goddamn Scott O'Neill, maybe for no fault of his own. But this guy prancing around Berkman's place at Augusta, if you know, telling people this thing is funded till 30, only for 2 days later those stories to come out. Oh my God. Oh, that guy. And then the shit with the interviews. Oh, like,
okay, so tell people about that, because I think a lot of people just missed it.
So there were a couple interviews. He did one on the with Arlo White. It was also funny that Arlo and Faraday like laughed at the golf world because Live Mexico was starting, and then only for like 8 minutes later them to have like the power outage. What was kind of funny. But Scott O'Neill did an interview with, I believe it was the TNT American Feed broadcast, where he said that they have funding till the end of the year, and then they're gonna like fight like hell. And then it got clipped, and that made its way around because it was like, holy shit, like it's over. Like this thing is over. Like that means it's over. This is like Will Ferrell in Old School, like trying to rally the troops, in the locker room. I think I got the movie right.
You did. You got it.
And then, it came out without that sound. Like they repurposed it. So come on, like it's just, and now everyone's just got to put up a brave face. Like, you don't think everyone in that org, is looking, is working that LinkedIn hard.
And Bryson even WD'd from Mexico in the final round. He had a bad wrist.
Hey, Bryson, big live winner.
Oh, he's the biggest winner of live. It's not even
big because it allowed him to do what he wanted to do.
And
he was also pretty transparent. If we had to have a transparency scale, like DJ HV3 Bryson, like hyper transparent.
I like money.
Yeah, like it's just money, and Bryson's like, I'm gonna, right? He built like a boys and girls club, like he said he would.
Yeah, well, Bryson was the one who said, "Hey, I want to use this money to both fuel me, what I want to do, and to grow the game." And I feel like he did both. And he did it.
Agree.
He did it through physical means by building a facility in Dallas. And frankly, him going to live didn't mean anything except for to give him the free time and funding to start a YouTube channel, which. Look, it's not for me. I don't love YouTube golf, but it did bring an awful, to talk about growing the game. He did that.
Pat, I don't know. Even I don't know who's more valuable in golf than Bryson in terms of like sponsorship. Yeah. Obviously, like Rory and the high end stuff, and I just mean like who can actually maybe things he prints his own shit. But Bryson is just, he's as popular as the sport has. So,
Bryson's probably the most popular player, but he's the most popular player amongst people who wouldn't watch golf. If that makes any sense.
Huge. That's
is that huge though? Can you sell those guys Rolexes and Lexuses and whatever it is that golf sells to people? Are they buying dick pills? Like, is that going to change?
No, the but they'll buy a driver maybe and learn to hit it.
Maybe. Can Bryson 3D print a new live golf league? But I don't know if the people that watch, maybe I'm off on that because I don't know that demo. But like the reason that people like to invest in this show, for example, I mean, it's because the people who watch this show spend money either betting on golf or playing on golf. Like, why would you watch the show? I mean, maybe you enjoy the entertainment aspect of it, but 95% of people who watch the show play daily fantasy golf or bet on golf. Hence why these companies continue to come to me. They're like, hey, we're getting in front of people who wager real dollars on this stuff, and we want people who wager real dollars on this stuff. When you like, what is Bryson's demo? Like 15 to 25? Do those people, but do those, hold on. Do those people end up becoming fans of watching Bryson at Memorial when he's back on the PGA Tour? I don't know.
No, but again, like he might be more valuable.
He's more valuable as an individual.
Like Bryson can do Bryson, a Chili's commercial.
Sure, Bryson is, but how is that any good for like the tour or the game of golf? That's great for him.
I'm
awesome
just
for
talking
him.
about good for Bryson.
Yeah, it's great for Bryson, but I just don't know how that translates into like Bryson missed the cut at the Masters. The Masters was the highest rated Masters in like 15 years.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I agree. He could go away tomorrow. I don't think like golf's ratings would hurt. I just like he is a stone cold lock winner. And I also agree in like however this all played out, while simultaneously agreeing that him back on the PGA Tour playing a regular schedule be really fucking annoying.
I agree.
Like he's grading like on some hardcore golf fans. Even if you're a hardcore and you love him and you're like a hardo for him, respect, whatever. I got nothing against that. As much as I could see why you might like him so much, I would hope you could see why some of us would find him like seeing him every 2 weeks like nails on a chalkboard. You know, for the 1 or 2 viral clips that the PGA Tour can send out about him hitting a ball doesn't offset like how annoying he is for me. But like you said, it's a circus and he's part of the freak show. And on the other hand, like they're just DJ's going to get to do whatever he wants. I think they're going to create some like legend status for him.
Does DJ?
I don't even know if he cares that LIV is shutting down.
Yeah. Has he noticed?
I would hope the PGA Tour, just like he never said a bad word, Pat. He never got spicy in front of a microphone, and for every single person in that goddamn orbit played the victim. Not one time did he. Not one time did he. I would hope there is, listen, like he's DJ. He's not even going to want to play a lot, but they should create some like legends pathway for like the 6 times a year he wants to just fucking play.
Sure. Maybe try to do
and the biggest losers are going to be like the back half of next year's DP World Tour advancement list, because it'll just be filled with like Answer and a bunch of those guys.
I feel like those are the guys, maybe not so much like Munoz, and I mean, Gooch got more notoriety out of it than probably anyone that he probably would have got on the PGA Tour. But like, what are the, I guess Answer's probably good enough that he plays himself back. Like, what does Paul Casey do?
I don't know. Paul Casey could. How old is Paul Casey?
I want to say like 45. That'd be my guess. Maybe it was over for him anyway. He's 48 actually. So yeah, he's a lot older than I thought.
And no offense, the people who should be like literally the hardest on, although he'll have no problem qualifying, should be like Detry.
Oh, he got a cash grab. Him and Ben Ann.
Oh, literally send that guy. Don't even let him on Corn Ferry. Make him go below Corn Ferry.
You can play around here. You can play on the Americas tour or whatever it is.
That's what he deserves. Oh, fucking can't get good. Fuck. They should ban him for life. You can clip that and send it to him.
What is your big thing about this?
Annoying as fuck.
Why?
All the puzzle pieces are there.
Okay. You really go looking for this stuff, don't you?
It's right. What do you mean looking? He's just later, pal. 2026 joins fucking LIV. Get fucking lost.
Did he have? Well, he didn't have his tour card, did he? I don't think he gave up his tour card. I don't think he had his tour card. So like, why not take some guaranteed money?
Sure. Yeah. You go enjoy with you and Richard.
Well, don't talk about Canadian hero, Richard T. Lee.
Richard Bland, big winner. On the LIV ledger, big winner. So late in his career, and it set him up perfectly. The LIV schedule, elite for senior major prep.
Maybe that was the move that they didn't consider. They should have just created an elite champions tour rather than a real tour. Called it 45 and over, and just got picked off all like the Matt Kuchars of the world, that kind of thing.
Maybe.
I did read a piece, and I forget who wrote it, that the money that they invested into LIV, that most of the PIF stuff isn't like a golf league. It's like infrastructure within Saudi Arabia. That's usually what it's used for, to get people to come to Saudi Arabia for like tourism and things like that. They should have just taken the money and built like 10 awesome courses and made it a travel destination for golf.
You know they got WrestleMania next year?
That doesn't surprise me.
Jeez, they're going to get the Super Bowl soon.
Well, they had that flag football thing, didn't they?
No, they backed out of that.
Oh. They had that comedy fest.
That was, Pat, the flag football thing apparently was like the first domino of like for the real, like, the tradespeoples, your like Financial Times, backing out of the flag football was like the first domino of their like scaling back in the sporting empire.
I will give them credit.
Can I say something controversial?
Sure. Do I have to beep it out like the thing before?
You know what? I'm not going to lead it in like that. I'll just I'm going to riff it randomly at some point.
So not right now.
No, I don't want to lead in something controversial with something controversial. That just means like it was far too premeditated.
Are you going to be joining us on Thursday night? Maybe?
Yeah, I gotta Jesus.
Because we're going live. If people don't know, Cust and I are going to be live picks 1 through 16 of the draft on Mayo Media Network to get his reaction. Jared is also working on a supercut, which will come out before the draft, of Cust from the draft last year to now about every time he talked about the Jets.
So I'm looking forward. It's going to be more of like a cut sweat vibe, right?
Oh yeah, like we'll be going. Like, maybe we'll get like because Noonan, because I've taken the week off, so like Thor, Ray, and I aren't doing our normal mock draft show. But Noonan and Connor and Scott have been doing some good work over at 4 for 4, and they're just like I'm going to take like some of their best content and just put it on Mayo Media Network. They know what's going on. They're making like real bets. I don't know who any of these people are, and I just don't care anymore. Just the older I get and the more content I do, the less I care about something like the NFL draft. I can see why for you and for Cust, like if you're a real fan of a team, why you would get invested of it. I don't root for any teams. I don't give a shit. Just tell me who's on the team and then I'll figure it out afterwards.
So I don't have a clue who anyone is. In a past life, I knew everything. Like that, like Dan Bulger, like the Beast from The Athletic. Like I just eat it, like the whole thing, everything. Now I know nothing. It's just at a point in my life. As for the bets, used to crush it. They've just made it too hard. Like they didn't even release stuff until like last week. So credit. It is so much work for Connor and Noonan and these guys to get down that like for some of the pros, it's almost
not worth it.
Like the books have just caught up, right? They used to have guys up like a month early over under 88. It would get hit hard, Pat. They'd move it to like 87. It'd get hit hard again. They'd move it to 86. It's essentially like moving a college basketball total. When in reality, this guy's going like 62. And all of these people we know would just eat 4 days. And for years, like, but no. I saw Circa didn't even release over-unders until the other day. Like, they're done. Like, if you want to bet it, like, go get some entertainment stakes. But, like, no one, I don't want to say no one, because there's some pretty crafty people. And I have no doubts you could hit some long shot that's now been steamed. But they're not crushing it anymore. It's just, to my understanding, that's almost like nearly impossible. I don't even have a single draft bet. I would tell you, draft night is one of like my favorite nights of the year. Me and my buddies do like a great hang. It's awesome. Here's the problem. Goddamn Raptors made the playoffs and they're at home on Thursday. So like the 6 people who would be like, I won't say anything, but like the people who I would want to spend the night with.
The guys that are going to start the party?
Yeah, like, and everyone, they all seem like they're going to the Raptors game. So it's rare, but yeah, it appears I could be a draft night free agent. And so if you want to do a show, I think I'm going to be around. I don't know anything though.
It's Cust and I doing a live show. We're just there to get Cust's reaction to Jets draft picks and hear how great they are.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't even think we can last to the Chargers pick.
No, that's pick 22. That might be too long.
I might just need to leave. Not because I need to watch the Chargers pick in seclusion. I mean, that just might be like too long.
Yeah, we're already past my bedtime on stuff like this. So.
Like if the Jets trade up from like 16 to 10,
we're out of 10
by the 12th pick.
Although the Giants just traded for 10, so
Sorry, if the Jets like move up from 16, we might even be done earlier.
It's too bad that the Raptors game is on. It's like, oh, well, I was thinking, maybe we'll get Garrion in for the Dolphins pick, and like we'll get Rob in for the Cowboys pick, but yeah, it's just not going to happen. Maybe I'll just hire Noonan, and Noonan can give us like the spiel on if this guy's actually good. Like have one legitimate person who can break down the pick for us, and then come back to us when we're talking about like grocery stores or something.
I do want to say I still think Noonan and Connor are going to make a lot of money.
I agree.
Draft night. I just am saying I think they're working like 10x harder than they used to for less money.
Sure. There's already like I have one of their shows up from the weekend that's on the PME feed in Mayo Media now. I put it out on Saturday. They're going to have another one. I believe I'll put it out on Monday night. And I think they're going to go live on MMN on Wednesday. If people have draft questions or are looking for draft bets, they're going to try to finalize everything. And it'll just be out on the PME feed. Make it easy on me.
And do you believe that like they can just use the war as an out for paying their bills, like the players?
Are we talking about LIV again?
Yeah. Because that seems like a pretty, if I'm like a drowning company, that seems like a nice life jacket.
Well, there's probably some sort of clause in these contracts. Let's say they just shut it down. What's DJ going to do? Sue Saudi Arabia? How's that going to work out?
The thing is, it does seem like all the phase 1 deals are about over. So I don't think they owe DJ any. I could be wrong.
Okay, so is Thomas
4 or 5 year deals?
Is Thomas Dietrich going to go sue the king of Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I don't know, but I think Detry and Perez and Ann got like 2-year deals.
Okay, so they're probably owed another year.
Yeah, so listen, in sports all the time. You see in baseball, you pay a guy a fortune, but you know you're going to eat the last 2 years. Teams fire a coach, years left. They're playing out the year. They're going to willing to eat a year. I don't know that there's anyone on LIV right now with multiple years left.
You could be correct about that. But that's the weird thing. We have no idea.
What was it?
Rom might have a year left after this year.
Yeah, no, I believe there's a lot of guys who have a year next year. I'm saying what I don't believe is there's guys with like multiple years left on a deal.
That tracks. Maybe Phil.
And they must have known. And the rumors were Bryson was asking for like $400 million.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? But once they realize like if we're not going to pay Bryson, you just have to fold the league too.
I agree. Like, if you're not going to pay Bryson, what are you paying for?
Man, I don't know.
Did you watch much of Heritage? Because frankly, when I had Straka and Harmon, I was like, all right, let's go. Let's hope it's one of those days where like the Straka 62 at John Deere that day. It's like, oh, he just didn't miss a putt. I think he bogeyed one and that was the end of him. And then Harmon guy had a birdie on 2. And then like 2 holes later, he was out of it. I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. And I saw that Fitz was up by 3 with 4 holes to go. And I was like, I don't even want to turn it in anymore. Then all of a sudden I get the update. It's like, oh, we're going to a playoff. It's like, oh, fuck. And then I tuned in for the playoff and Fitz hit outside of Cam Young's drive against Fitz at the Players. That 4-iron he hit into that hole was probably the shot of the year.
Dude, it brought my 80-year-old dad out of his fucking seat because my dad been sitting there all day. And when I walked into his house, he was raving to me about Woodland shot. And he just had seen everyone play 18, have the troubles. It was almost like over third over par. My viewing experience for the week was different. I don't watch anything on Thursday. I loved Friday afternoon watching Vic climb. Saturday was tragic watching Vic. I think missed like 4 putts inside 5 feet. Like I was just, oh my God, breaking me. And then I didn't watch it all yesterday until I just tracked it, saw it, didn't care, not putting it on. I got nothing here. Didn't think anyone had a chance outside of Scotty and Fitz. I put it on yesterday to watch Scotty hit a 10-footer for par on 14. And then I watched the rest of the way and just nibble by nibble. And it was very entertaining. And shout out to Fitz for nutting up. You blow that to Scotty, you get in the playoff and you nut up and you do it. great for Fitz. He's obviously, I think he's winning a lot of fans this year, not only with this play, but how
he's leaned into, because they were chanting USA at him again at the Heritage.
It was so.
It's really weird, but I like that he's leaning into it in a good-natured way, that it is earning him a lot of fans.
Yeah, of course, good-natured. And it's not right. He's not getting called like a test tube baby like he does at the Ryder Cup, where his parents don't want to show up. And like, I don't even think you can compare the players to yesterday in terms of the USA. Like, that was like resonating through like, you felt it at the players. You heard like 14 people doing it really loud yesterday, which is totally fine. It's Scotty. It's America. You're the European. Like, I got no issues with it, but I don't even think it was like a nothing burger yesterday, and he still handles it with all class. And yeah, what a guy. I would say what he's done, like, he has the second at the players. I feel like there's another second place too.
Yeah, he was third in Phoenix, wasn't he?
Something. So just ninth. What a freaking year. God willing, he'll do it for us. He'll do it for us next month.
Yeah. Well, what's bigger for him? Well, this is a good transition into Zurich. Can he do what Brooks could not? Can he get his brother a PGA Tour card?
Oh, here's the thing. Let's be fair to the situation. This isn't like Brooks felt like Bronny James. Alex Fitzpatrick does not give you Bronny James vibes.
No, Fitzpatrick's good. The other Fitzpatrick is good.
Yeah, like he legit won, and he won in the DFL. Maybe it wasn't the crazy. Was it DFL? He won obviously in the last month. I don't.
Yeah, he won India.
Always takes nuts to win in India. I was explaining this week to my folks yesterday. I said, I'm pretty sure that Fitzpatrick's are going to be the favorites. I don't think that was a bold call, but my mom loves like the personal interest story, and she might've been the only person in the world who hadn't seen the Heritage picture that like Nance threw up on 18 yesterday. So like, that's how you win that's how you win the old people. Yeah, maybe they're the deserved favorite, and they're both playing great. Like, if they mollywop this week, is anyone that surprised?
No, I mean, yes, I would be, because no one really ever runs away with this tournament. Like, what's the year Palmer and Rahm won is the biggest gap of winning. They won by 3.
Oh my God. The two biggest jabronis were tied with Lowry, went to a playoff with Rory and
yeah. Okay. Well, there's a good trivia question. Who did Lowry and Rory beat in that playoff? Because I remember it vividly.
Okay. Are they in the field this week?
I don't believe one of them might be. Let me go search.
Damn, if I saw the team, I'd have to scroll the field and see the team name.
One of them is in the field, but he is not playing with that guy.
Shit.
Because only one of them is still a competitive golfer.
Was it like Brett? I don't know. They deserved a medal though for how I don't know who was it.
Chad Ramey and Party Marty Trainer.
Unbelievable.
I believe Ryan Brem just missed it too.
Okay, that was. Didn't I mumble? I just mumbled Brem. Yeah. Okay, that sounded.
I think he was like lurking. Him and Morpheus. Fishburne.
I was about
to
guess
were a team.
Robert Streb level player though. Like that's where my mind was. I don't. Yeah, shout out. Team Fitzpatrick.
We've seen some of these country teams do well. Like 3 years ago,
Alex Fitzpatrick like does he have I could one day make a Ryder Cup team level ceiling?
No, not to me. I mean, he's 7th on the DP World Tour standings list right now. It's not like he's a young man.
How old is he?
I guess he's 28. He's 27.
Yeah, I guess you're right. He's only can't be. Yeah, he's way older than I thought, actually.
Yeah. Well, my wife, we were watching it, and she saw Matt Fitzpatrick. She's like, who is that teenager who just won? I was like, that guy's in his 30s.
Yeah, his wife's pregnant. Good for double tartan.
Well, I really should have thought about it more, that he's playing good golf coming in. Obviously, he has a good history at the Heritage. But more than anything else, when they throw up like, hey, here's Matt Fitzpatrick, and like, you know, when he's in the PGA Championship and he's in one of the final groups or something like that. It's like, here are some tournaments that he's won, and they show up the pictures of them. He wanted to replace the picture of him with the braces winning with a new picture of him without the braces. That was motivation enough.
Listen, the teeth are like so perfect now, they're almost like awkward, but you know, anything beats the braces and what was probably there before.
Don't want to have a mouthful of disgust and win a major.
No, not at all. And just I mean, it's the end of April. We're winding down April. He is the player of the year.
Is he?
Isn't he?
It's Cam Young or Rory, isn't it? Like, you can't be the player of the year if you don't have a major.
Sure.
He's won twice and came second at the Players. Like, he's having overall, I mean, he's not even first in the FedEx Cup. Scotty is.
I think if you okay.
I mean, Goddard's won twice.
I don't count that part of the year.
You don't count Phoenix?
In my no, the other one.
Oh, Sony. I love Sony.
Yeah, I don't know. He says when he was playing with Scotty, like in the final group in the play, like two best form players in the world. I guess they're playing each other.
And the reason that I ended up betting him for all these majors in the preseason was because he had just dominated in Europe last year. He won the DP World Tour Championship in November. He beat Rory in a playoff. So it's been a good run for Fitz. Hopefully he can keep it going. Any of these
Hopefully
teams
he can bag something. I guess Hardy's already bagged and elevated, so
yeah,
it's tough to get bigger.
So we got Fitz and Fitz are the betting favorites right now. They're 11-1. Brooks and Lowry are 15. Novak and Griffin are 18. Thorbjornsen and Captain Phillips are 21. Ryan Thigala 22. It's starting to get a bit loose here. You got Wyndham Clark and Taylor Moore, Marco Penge and Matt Wallace, Hao Tong Lee and Smith. I don't even know what Smith that is. What Smith is that?
That's Jordan Smith.
I
cannot believe it's 22-1. They were circled. I didn't know the odds, but I circled a couple teams. They were circled for me.
Well, considering Davis Thompson and Austin Eckroat are 24-1, they probably do deserve to be ahead of them.
Yeah, I mean, only one place is posted. I am a fan of this event, and as much as it makes maybe making content a little frustrating, the books being confused and in a pretzel, somewhat enjoyable until you see the odds, because they don't have a clue. And the problem with these odds, Pat, is like, let's just do this right now. Where the hell are they going to put Gerard and Shootersham?
I don't know. It's the only thing that I'm waiting for. So David Ford WD'd as Ryan Gerard's partner. So now Ryan Gerard picked up Shootersham Yelamaraju, Shooter McGavin, to be his partner. I don't know. Are they the betting favorites? Because I would bet them as the betting favorites. I'm going to bet them regardless of the number.
Yeah, this was sort of like, I don't bet, we bet... like to do a blend of golfer and number. This, when I saw that, or last night I got tipped off that Shootersham could be replacing Ford from Baroff, that I was like, I bet golfers, not numbers, because you could just fill that bet for me, and then I don't even need another one.
Shootersham ended up as low Canadian at the Heritage, being T52.
If you consider that, like, who was 22-1, right? Like we said, Smith and Lee and even like Moore and Clark. There's no way. I'd be shocked if we got 20-1 on Shooter and Gerard. The way I'm not a Gerard, I enjoy Ryan Gerard. I watch lots of other people bet him to win some of these tournaments with good players, and I just can't do it. But I desperately want to bet Gerard with our guy here. Desperately. And anything like 17 would feel like a win.
I think it'll be over that. I think they'll be fourth on the board. I think what good reason would they have to be favored over Novak and Griffin?
Yeah, they won't. But, sometimes we get to these jobber things, and Ryan Gerard's like 28-1 usually. So he's going to be with these.
Sure, he'll be
right here.
He'll be right around. I think they'll be right around 18 to 22-1, like that range. And then everyone will bet them. Then they'll be the second favorites.
The problem is when a book posts the lines without the player everyone wants to bet, then they get like probably flooded with messages. Can you post this? Can you post this?
So those will be my bet. That team will be a bet for me once anyone else releases the odds with them in it. I keep refreshing. It's just not happening. There's a bye week for the books too for golf.
Can I tell you something?
How is everyone not bet? How has everyone not bet Kiefer and Brennan yet? Because I'm definitely betting those two.
With 30-1?
Yeah.
Yeah, circled. It's hard for me to bet anything right now. I don't know. Like, I got to see what another book is going to do and then just be ready to pounce.
So who are some teams of interest for you, regardless of where they are? Because I have a lot of interest. I mean, we'll keep it Canadian here. We'll go AJ Ewart and Casey Jarvis.
Thigala and Rye have interest for me.
Pass.
You mentioned Kiefer and Brennan. Lee, this is unrelated to price. These are just the teams that I circled on the sheet when I saw the pairings. Lee and Smith were of interest to me. And there Smotherman Putnam had some interest. You had put my attention on Ewart and Jarvis. And if you go like deeper, there's not much. Like Brown and Clanton.
I was gonna say
Horschel. If you want to trust veterans,
Horschel and Hoagie.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. If you think like maybe just trust these veterans who can get hot, Horschel Hoagie at this opening 65, I'd argue is fair. I'm like a slut for like the young Fang, and that's why like I could be drawn to more of like a Brown Clanton. But I'll be honest, there was not much from deep down this card that is even like calling me. But those two, and I don't know. I feel like this is like so random, but like there was a random Asian team that had my attention a little. If you made me find like north of 100-1. Harada and Nakajima, but don't ask me anything.
Okay. No Luke List and Henrik Norlander? I feel like
but I feel like we've bet them here before. Like
we have
5 years ago for a while.
Yeah, back when they were good.
Yeah, back when they were good. I have no.
This is your team. No, this is your team right here. You have the Swedish Svensson and Pius Nyholm. There's your team.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, the Kuchar Higo pairing is just really cute and funny to me. I maybe they can hang. That would be fun. Who was the other one? I didn't know. I don't even know who ADDC is with.
Yeah, he's with some guy named Chatfield. Davis Chatfield, I think. Is that his name? Yeah, Davis Chatfield.
And I kind of was like trying to find who Sig was with, and I couldn't find that. But
Sig is with Vince Whaley.
Yeah.
The one I was looking at was your boy, Rasmus Nørgaard Peterson and Jev Kep Olsen. That guy who was the first round leader at the Open last year. No idea what he's doing on the.
No, that was Dan Brown.
No, the Dan Brown was the Dan Brown, John Perry lineup has to be like the most. Boy, they sure did great coming T17 this week.
Yeah, I don't mind. Skov Olesen and Nørgaard. I was hoping. I mean, obviously the brothers Hoj are they battled here last year. I thought maybe we'd have another run with them.
Well, here's the issue.
I thought we'd get more Danes anyway.
But here's the issue, especially with some of the higher end players, and I think that Nikolai is still involved in this, so that's probably why. Why I'm surprised to see Lowry and Fitzpatrick is they just played the Masters. They just played the Heritage. They're playing this week. After this week, we go signature event, major. So are these guys skipping like Quail Hollow? Or are they just going to play every week?
Yeah, they might. I don't think Fitzpatrick cares. I think like playing in this offsets
means more. And he just won a signature event. So
yeah, it means more. Like he can easily skip Quail. He might not want to. I would also like, while I agree they're the favorites, part of you has got to be playing a little like amateur psychologist when it comes to the Fitzpatricks. Like, Are they just, the families, like the folks are going to be there? Like, is this just like great family dinners in New Orleans and like a family vacation? Or is this like all business?
So what you're saying is by Saturday, Shaughnessy is going to be down in New Orleans this week too, that they might be having dinner with Paul on Saturday rather than playing.
I'm just right. Cause like you've pointed out the schedule. If they get off to a great start, I have no doubt it becomes a business trip, but this just seems like it's, hit and giggle family vacation.
I agree. There are a few other teams here. Like, what do you make of Taylor Moore and Wyndham Clark?
Like someone else. We've all got our like loser teams that are like way too short price that we're staring at, and they're just not for me. Like I would almost pivot to almost, if I had to rank all of these teams at like 22, they'd probably be at the bottom. I'd take Thorpe and Phillips, Rye Thiegs, Pange and Wallace, and Lee and Smith over them if I like had to bet.
See, I know. I like those two. I don't know if I'm going to go with those two, but this Kiefer Brennan at 30. And then there's like three teams right here. You got Hayden Springer and Alex Smalley. And then you got Zach Bauschu and Sam Stevens. I mean, I like Zach Bauschu. Good dude gets hot with his irons, and Stevens is pretty good.
Yeah, and even they're a little in front, eh? McCarty and Mark Messier there too.
Yeah, I'll take a pass on that. I'm surprised Meisner didn't play with his brother.
It's too bad Grazerman's stuck with Finau. That he'd have been a.
Well, isn't Grazerman just new Finau?
Rather be new Finau.
Yeah, I would rather be new Finau too. Hey, Finau had his resurgence. Then did he come DFL at the Heritage?
I don't know. I know him and JT might have had a battle.
Let's see.
And Snedeker had his great little run last time. He's out here with Mitchell. Where was Snedeker? Where was that? Texas, right?
Yeah, he was at Valspar.
Valspar.
Yeah, round 4. Michael Kim was 9 under in the final.
Oh,
round.
I saw that. You know what? What a firecracker your boy is.
Finau was last place by 5 strokes over Nico Echeverria.
Do you ever ask Michael if he's ever bored, he could just like show up to like not even a muni, like a high end like little course, just leave the tour bag at home and just like hustle the fuck out of people?
I'll ask him. I don't think he needs the money right now.
No, he doesn't. But I'm just saying, like, to kill some boredom. And you could tweet about it.
I would like to. I wonder if the payout structure is here. Payouts for RBC Heritage. If there's an entire list for this. I only ask this because I wonder how much money he made by shooting -9 in a signature event, moving up from like T71 to T25.
Okay, Pat, I have our first pricing from Bet Every Day on Yarmolaju Gerard because they just dropped.
They just posted
14-1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fucking, I'm in anyway.
But that there might be like a 15 when they. Oh
yeah, that's with the each way market. They don't have like their just win only market yet.
But Brennan and Kiefer are 25, so you try to find who you might want and see what the market is saying. Like Brown and Clanton are 50 here. That makes me want to hit that 74.
Yeah, Ewart and Jarvis are 50-1 with the each way, meaning they'll probably be 55 or 60 with
and
win
like
only.
Lee and Smith are 28 here. So I'm not saying I'm making that move, but it's already more points. I don't know what else. Like we're shopping in real time, but I haven't gone to any counters yet.
All right, let's make some quick picks. Here are my 4.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah, here are the 4 that I'm going with. I'll wait for better numbers to emerge or just bet whatever. It's a fun week. We're just having some fun making some bets here. Yella Miraju and Gerard, Kiefer and Brennan, Ewart and Jarvis, and Horschel and Hoagie. We'll go with those 4. And maybe I can be talked into someone else.
Okay. So like just fat thumbed in Clanton and Brown, 74. I agree. Yarmolaju, Gerard, it's not disciplined. Pizzola would smack me. I don't care. The best number I can get, even if it's shit. I'm betting that.
By my quick math, that Michael Kim's -9 round on Sunday was worth $125,000. Not bad.
Yeah, it seems Yeah, it's enough money where you're probably not bored and want to go like hustle some dudes for $3,000. But I'm just saying he could.
Yeah, I'm sure he could.
Just show up, just put a pair of slacks on and a white button up, shank your first one into the trees. Oh my God. Oh my God. So where were we? I'm just about my young thing. So Gerard and Shooter, Brown and Clanton, and you have the other one, Brennan and
Brennan and Kiefer are going to be the most bet on pair this week.
yeah, whatever. Let's go. I always get suckered into like the fun young pairings. Last year I was probably on Thorm and Phillips at like 40-1 for sure.
I think I bet them too. Phillips sucks now though.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Do you know that there was a report that it was going to be Smiley Kaufman with Gerard?
I heard that. I think Gerard asked him. Imagine not wanting to pick Shooter McGavin as your first choice. How was he not in this anyway? Why didn't Pendrith look at it? I think Pendrith shot something ridiculous on Sunday as well. Yeah, he was 8 under yesterday at Heritage.
Pendrith is with Mac? Who's Pendrith with?
Yeah, he's with Mac.
Yeah, and Adam and Svensson are together.
Correct.
See what I did there? Okay. Yeah. I can't. Someone's playing so shit is just going to catch fire this week.
Are there fewer good names in this tournament than normal, or is this about the same? Because generally when you look back, outside of Nick Hardy and Davis Riley winning, there's at least like one really good to very good player on the winning team.
Feels worse than ever, but it's obviously like the same reasons why you're wondering what Fitzpatrick is doing here, because he's probably going to have to sacrifice something, is the exact reason why no one is here.
Correct. No.
We used to see like some players just like not even so much Rory Shane. They get a lot of attention, but just come out here for like the good vibe.
Like Fleetwood,
and their wives like want to do dinners, and it's just like a couple's weekend.
I feel like Rose and Fleetwood used to play in this. Sergio used to play in it. Yeah, we have the straight. We have the. There it is, to win outright, 14-1. Good Lord.
Well, I don't know. What did we guess? We like thought 20 would be like.
I thought they're ahead of Novak.
Oh yeah,
like,
you're right.
Should we just bet Novak and Griffin?
You know what, Pat? We just did the show. Maybe that might. Could you do those two and then like one young fun kid team? And that's a card?
I would think so, yeah.
I agree with you that when you broke it down that there's no way they should be ahead. But it's not even like what it should be. They're preparing for the market because they know. I think they know. They know what we want to do. And that's why they made it 14-1.
Yeah, I would agree. Well, thanks for doing the show today. I didn't really prep
buddy, no. Thank you for doing the show today. I'm always going to be down for some Zurich nonsense.
I know, and we haven't done a Zurich show in probably 5 years.
All right. Good times.
So NFL draft will be the next, will be a live show Thursday evening, whenever the fuck the draft
I'm surprised starts. Tim agreed to it.
He was the one who brought it up to me.
He is.
He has Friday off.
Yeah, no. Although, it's a nice, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it's a nice, shit, honey. I gotta go do this thing tonight. We have some fun with Tim. We yuck it up.
Yeah. For a vacation week show, it's a show I can come into studio, do zero prep for, and just kind of shoot the shit for a while.
But if I was Tim and my brain worked proactively, I would not want to do this show because I would think there's no way. It's like one thing to say dumb things about the Jets, like when we're doing season preview show. They're going to draft a guy second overall, a great player, I'm sure, and he's going to say the craziest thing about next year's Jets.
Or this year's Jets.
Well, that's sort of what I meant. So he's going to have no chill. He's going to have no chill, but I guess that's even more reason to get it on tape.
So here it is. So it starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. You'll have the draft on in the background. Turn us on live. It'll be me and Cust, maybe Jeff, maybe Garion, maybe some actual analysis from someone who knows what they're talking about. Or we just do it like the Cut Sweat show and just hang and watch the draft, do a draft watch along.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. Your favorite team makes a pick. You can go like check out what one of the like hundreds of other live shows are saying. Like I fully do that. But then like, then you're just going to come back because the draft is kind of boring and fun.
Yeah, and then you get to hear about how you can make fancy Uncrustables if you cut them into like spaceships and stars. I just cut Gary and Tim and I recorded a Cuss Corner. And I was just editing it before we starting this show. And there's a clip from Jared telling Tim, because Tim has this idea about a grocery store. I won't spoil what the idea is, but Jared just tells us like, what if you just put laundry baskets in the back of your car? And it blew up Tim's entire multi-trillion-dollar business idea. Jeff, did you know that every grocery store should buy a fleet of cars to follow you home with your groceries so they can put them away for you? Because he doesn't like making 2 trips to the car to bring in groceries.
He's such a goddamn, he lives in a building, right?
Yeah.
And he has one of those goddamn dollies.
Yeah.
You live in the condo life, making trips to the car can be annoying. Suck it up. I don't even know how to respond to that.
It's a good 30 minutes of me and Gary and just giving him different scenarios. Does he want random people in their house, in his house, to put away? It got down to he wants them to put away the groceries once they get inside the house too. That's a part of the service. Could you imagine Tim telling you where to put stuff in his house and be like, oh my God?
I don't have the answer for Tim, but I would just say, I don't even know if he has a cleaning lady, but some people,
No.
You have someone who comes maybe once a week, twice a week. And the day that she is there, that's when you should show up with your groceries and she could put them away. That is the only, I'm just trying to think of a reasonable solution for his independent crazy problem.
Yeah, there is none. There's no real solution to this. Unless it's every grocery store buys 20 cars and hires people to drive groceries to your house.
No, they do have the things where they will just deliver groceries to you, though.
I know. I use this service.
Yeah, when you're in a pinch and you need something, or I'm home alone.
No. Cust is the foremost expert in the world of touching a melon to know that it's it's the good one. He needs to do that.
Oh, I can see why. That's, but it's also, yeah, sure. I don't know what to say.
Look, pick your priority. Sometimes when I go in to buy berries for the kids, we got some strawberries. I'm looking at the bottom to make sure that the white stuff isn't on one on the bottom.
Yeah, of course. You
they're not doing that. But you know what? That's the cost of doing business if you're ordering groceries. What's more important to you? A bit of waste that you can't use, or going to the grocery store and not wasting the time? Which one do you want? You don't get both.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to make priorities and choices. I don't know, man.
Anyway,
there's a lot. Okay. Yeah, we'll have a lot to there'll be no shortage of things to go at it with Tim.
Well, he's all stressed out about the Canadians in the playoffs now too. That's been a big thing.
I'm happy for him.
I have a lot of Montreal Canadiens friends. They're all very happy, but just now our group chat is the 3 of them going back, and it's just Tim. It's anything that goes against them is just the refs are against us. It makes me root.
It's a lot of Habs radio for you these days, eh?
It's not even the Habs radio. I'm happy, for my friends to be happy if they do well, but it's just constant complaining about any little thing that he was arguing with, there was a penalty in like the game one, which they ended up winning, by the way. That he's like, oh,
great
that's not
game, great win.
But it's like that wasn't a charge, and it just turns out he didn't know what he didn't know what the rules of an actual charge were. Like people were explaining it to him, he didn't know it. He was complaining about it that it's rigged against us. I really have such an aversion to people complaining about refs and things being rigged against them because it's their favorite team. Like fuck off with that shit.
I would agree.
It makes me want you to lose 20-0 is what it does.
I don't know that I want the Habs to win the cup because that would kind of be annoying. But as like a Leafs, like someone that likes to laugh at the Leafs, I think I would find a lot of pleasure in the Habs having some playoff success. And I enjoyed the Sabres last night. I'm happy for them and their fans. So I don't know, I'm so out of hockey, but I'll watch the playoffs.
I probably won't watch as much. If I had to pick a winner of what I would enjoy the most, would be the Senators winning, just to make Montreal and Toronto mad.
I can just make everyone in Canada mad.
Well, no one would care.
Yeah, everyone wants it to be them. No one's rival is the Senators, so like no one hates. Yeah,
I see. I completely disagree with that, and maybe it's just because I have an outside view of it, and Leafs fans really think that. Ottawa is Montreal's rival. I don't know who their rival would be other than Ottawa.
I guess
Montreal and Boston are rivals. The Leafs want to be their rivals. They're not. Montreal and Boston are rivals. Toronto has Ottawa. That's who they have.
Sure. I mean, also, I grew up. The Leafs played the Senators a lot and would beat them pretty funny and quickly every time.
But if you asked, if you asked a Habs fan who their biggest rival was, they wouldn't say Toronto. If you asked Boston who their biggest rival was, they wouldn't say Toronto. But if you asked Toronto people, they would say it's Montreal and Boston.
Yeah, fair. I mean, the Leafs also used to like be in a division with like the Minnesota North Stars till like the middle of the 90s. So they kind of just recently got. Only like 20 years ago got put into a conference with Boston and Montreal.
Sure, but they also have been dog shit for 65 years, so they don't really have a rival.
You're not going to get me to defend them.
I miss living in Toronto all the time. It's the one thing I don't miss is having to hear about the Leafs and being like, what the fuck are you guys smoking? Like, what is happening here?
Oh, yeah, they are... They are the most delusional. My friends who I don't even want to get into it, but it's like amongst like the people who don't care about the Leafs, like everyone can see how like damaged these people are.
And I would probably even flip it for the Raptors. I feel like people have a very good idea of how good the Raptors are, which is not very.
Yeah, no, they're pretty the Raptors like overachieved. No one's expecting anything. Yeah. This is all like house money fun for them.
Yeah, and I bet you going to game 3, their first home game, is going to be a lot. I used to love going to Raptors playoff. I used to love going to Raptors games in general. Like, I didn't go to a ton of Jays games. I went to very few Leafs games. I went to more lacrosse games than that. Watching.
But you were here when like the Raptors were like always losing to LeBron and then finally won a title. So you were here for like their best era.
I was here for their best era, but like I can still remember going to like early Giannis games because no one would go to Bucks Raptors. I'm like, this is a ton of fun.
They've always done it. They've always done it right there. Like I said, unfortunately, they're playing Thursday, so I guess I'll be with you and Tim. It looks like
NFL draft. It'll be the first like real NFL stuff that I paid attention to in some time. That's been a nice break, I got to say. Now I'm going to go home and sleep some more.
Enjoy it.
That's what I've been trying to golf when it's just been raining here every day. Friday I got out. Maybe I can get out again this Friday.
We'll sleep in Jared's bed.
That'll do it for us for the Zurich Classic, LIV, Stanley Cup playoffs, with NFL draft. Hope you enjoyed the show. Smash a like while you're here, and I will see you next time.
Mayo Experience! Experience!